Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at why do they wish they were you? So, this is for people in general that kind of wish they were more like you. You know, sometimes we hear stories like, someone is jealous of us or a little bit envious of us, or they want to be like us or copy some things or have a life like us, and then we don't always understand why because, people only see the outside perspective of our life, but they're not in our life living, hardships, challenges, things like that. So, if you're interested in hearing more, this is going to be kind of just a light-hearted, juicy reading about that. So please only take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile. By the way, if you can hear noises in the background, it's very windy outside, so I apologize in advance. So the first crystal we have is Amazonite, and it matches my nails. Well, kinda. And we have Aloha Healing with Amara the Menehune. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize for that. For pile number 2, we have Citrine. And we have Time for Change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom with Poe. And then for pile number 3, we have Rose Quartz. And we have a Time for Spirit with Pink Lotus Fairy. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this Amazonite crystal and Amara the Menehune with Aloha Healing card number 19, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at why do they wish they were you? So why do people wish they were like you? Okay, so I have your oracle cards and tarot cards already pre-shuffled and prepared for you. So we're first going to start off using the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So the first card we have here is card number 21 with Scarcity. Does someone here have a dog? Or like a passed on pet? Because I swear like I'm seeing a dog outside, but the place I'm at doesn't even have dogs. Like, I don't know what's going on in this house. I swear I'm not going crazy, but yeah. Anyways, I don't know if someone here has like a passed on pet, or because I'm seeing it outside the window, or just a pet in general. Okay, maybe people wish they had pets like you. Like maybe your pets are very cute if you have pets. So the next card we have is from the Messages from Mermaids Oracle, and we have the card Light. And now we're going to use the Vanessa Tarot for two small little tarot cards. We have the Three of Cups, And we have the Ace of Pentacles. At the back of this deck, we have Speak Up. So people wish they could be more like you in the sense of you being able to speak. Maybe some of you have beautiful or attractive voices. And if you don't think so, that's okay. But maybe there's something also about your communication style, like something about communication coming easy to you, or maybe some of you are able to even communicate with strangers very comfortably and kind of like it just looks natural to you or easy to you. Even if you don't think so yourself, remember this is the outside perspective of people and why they wish they could be you. And I think for some of you, you have also become more comfortable with expressing yourself, more comfortable with expressing your truth and setting certain boundaries and also standing up for yourself. And there's something here where you're not afraid to speak. You're not afraid to say what's on your mind. And that could be why people wish they could be you or be like you or have this trait you have. So we have number 33 here. If you hear noises in the background, it's the wind. Um, but maybe number 33 is significant to you because number 33 sometimes reminds me of, like support from our spirit guides or the energy of mastery, mastering something, the energy of expansion, growth. So you may be someone that is always growing and expanding and always having support from others or your spirit guides, the universe, God. And it seems like you are always growing and expanding. So that may be a trait people wish they could have within themselves. As I speak about support from, our guides and the universe, I'm looking at this card and the lady behind her, it kind of reminds me of ancestors because it looks like it's almost like her grandma or her great grandma behind her. So maybe some of you also have your ancestors on your side, and it's like they're helping you in those realms or protecting you heavily in those realms. I'm also looking at the clouds here, and it kind of reminds me of, the heavens, angels. So you may just have a lot of this divine energy around you. Some of you may be light workers and some of you may be intuitives. And I guess people could also be, I wouldn't say the word envious, but like they want to be like you in that sense because they want to be able to have that ability to be able to see into those realms, to be able to spread light to others. I feel like some of you are also healers and you give me kind of like wounded healer energy, Chiron energy, and that's basically when you go on that initiation, you first have to kind of heal yourself. You learn certain lessons of healing yourself, and then you're able to spread that light and healing to others with wisdom. But it happens over certain lifetimes where you learn different lessons, especially for you. I feel like in different lifetimes you've incarnated, learned different things. Like in one lifetime, maybe you learned something specific to finances and went through certain hardships there and then learned wisdom about that and was able to spread that with others, and that wisdom stays within your soul. Next lifetime, learning wisdom about love, relationships, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on and on and on. But I feel like you've had many lifetimes incarnating, learning different lessons of maybe not the word hardships, but certain challenges and certain. You've had to heal yourself of certain things in different aspects of your life through different lifetimes. And it's like you have this wisdom within your soul that you're just able to give. People see you as an old soul. And I'm getting the vibe from you like this wisdom you have, you're just able to speak and say words. And it's kind of like people are kind of mind blown and baffled by it. And it's like, where did you get this? How did you just learn to to just speak like this and to just see this and say the right words and just know these things and just be able to see through people and have all these spiritual gifts. Like, how did you get that? It's kind of like people look at you like that, and sometimes I wish they could have your abilities because they think it would be easier for them in their life. Because it's like, let's say, for example, um, let's say you see a red flag in a person and you're able to tell because you're able to read people and see through them. I feel like you're that type of person that has eyes at the back of your head. You always just see things around you, or just know, or dream things, or hear things. You just have a strong psychic ability, is what I feel from your energy, and strong healing abilities. And your light work is what I feel from the light card. Um, so there's this vibe of like, maybe you being able to do that and other people maybe not noticing those signs. And it's like, if I had that ability, maybe it would be easier for me. So that's something I see here too. At the back of this deck, we have the Hermit. And along with the Aloha Healing card and the Scarcity card, I feel like you have been able to go on your healing journey. You've been able to heal yourself of certain things that were happening in your life. And I'm hearing the word bravery and courage to look within. A lot of people are afraid to look within, are afraid to feel their feelings, are afraid to just kind of go back to certain memories that were very painful for them. And I think that's why a lot of people in the world maybe avoid their feelings. I can relate to that sometimes. Sometimes I even I'm like, I don't want to feel this. um, but when we're on our healing journey, it's kind of like we want to honor ourselves. We want to honor our emotions and allow ourselves to process those feelings, because that's self-love, being able to sit with those feelings, process them, heal them, sit with our inner child, our inner teenager, or that wounded version with ourselves, and give that version of ourselves love with no judgment, with self-forgiveness. That takes a lot of courage and bravery to be able to do that. And I'm looking at the healing card here, and it looks like there's tears forming out of her eyes. So I guess people wish they could be like you in a sense and be very brave to be able to look within and look within their feelings and kind of go in a little bit of a hermit mode like you. I feel like some of you have gone in hermit mode before, or many times where you have been scarce in the world. You kind of had a little bit of a healthy, I'm hearing healthy glow up when you came out of that hermit mode. But I was going to say healthy integration and internal process where you were kind of like alone and kind of like scarce in the world. It was kind of like people were wondering where you were. Maybe some of you went on social media breaks while you were in your healing journey. And it's like when people see you come back, I'm hearing that Nicki Minaj sound that's like, I took a break, I became a mom, and then she said something like, now I'm back, or something like that. Now I'm back, it's game time, bitches, or something. I can't remember exactly what she said. I could be quoting it wrong. But it's like, I feel like you came back with this glow up, with this energy of you looking much lighter, with this energy of you looking much more content within yourself. And I guess people wish they could have that bravery to set time aside to do that. So there's this energy where you don't mind going off the face of the earth to do something for yourself, or to get some type of, opportunity and focus on your work or focus on the things you need to do. It's kind of like I'm getting the vibe like maybe people perceive you to not get FOMO or to not really worry too much about the outside world and how people are perceiving you, or kind of like showing face to everyone on social media or outside to the world, I guess. It's like you're kind of just focusing on you. At the back of the deck, we have free spirit. So people see you as very free spirited in the way that you are, in the way that you move, in the way that you speak. Even in the way that you've healed yourself, people see you as very free within you. Like, you are able to be yourself in the world. You're able to do certain things you want to do. You're able to make jokes. You're able to wear what you want to wear. You're able to just kind of be free, do a job you want to do. That's the vibe I pick up. Even if you don't relate to those examples, people see you as a very free-spirited person, where they think that you don't have many worries about like how people perceive you, or just like simple things like, okay, like, let's say I'm having a conversation with someone and they can see I'm like very fidgety because I don't know what to do with my hands, or I don't know what to reply back, or things like that, because sometimes people feel a little bit awkward being themselves in public or being themselves in front of people. But when it comes to you, how people perceive you is that you're very free spirited, and it's like you don't really have any worries or cares in your mind. You just seem very carefree. And remember, even if you don't see yourself this way, this is why others wish to be like you. So now that we have that, let's look at your tarot cards. The first card we have here is the Chariot. It seems like you've been in a place where you've taken back your power with the Chariot. You're not afraid anymore. I feel the sense of bravery with you. Even with the horses here, the sense of freedom. You freeing yourself from certain illusions, certain things that were like, I'm seeing the devil clairvoyantly, and you know how they're like chained. I see you like breaking free from those chains. I'm not sure what that is about. It may be different for some of you. Like I said, maybe some of you were chained to certain illusions around, certain relationships. Maybe some of you were in unhealthy relationships before, and then you healed yourself, broke out of that. Maybe some of you were in jobs that were unfulfilling, and maybe you healed yourself from that, broke out of it, found your bravery, took back your power, and did something you actually love that is actually your soul's calling. Whereas maybe some of you, it's different for all of you. Maybe some of you, it's not to do with external things, but it's kind of like your own internal journey, where you're not allowing fear to hold you back anymore, where you're not kind of just letting small things hold you back anymore. It's like people see the difference in your energy and how you show up in the world. And I guess the way you've changed is why people wish they were you, because there's this energy of like, I don't want to do that work myself, but I wish I could just have the results like pile on. So we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So I feel like some of you with the Page of Cups in reverse didn't exactly get the childhood you wanted, or didn't exactly grow up in the best way. Like, since this card is opposite the scarcity card, maybe some of you had a scarcity of love, or a scarcity of money, or a scarcity of having your emotional or physical needs met, or just a scarcity of the childhood you wanted. And I feel like some of you had to go within, because I'm looking at this here. It seems like a playground here. I just want to show you. This is an upright. It seems like a playground here on the inside, or like some kind of foresty thing. So maybe some of you had to really go within and heal some parts of yourself and your inner child, your inner teenager, and are starting to reparent yourself and give yourself the childhood you needed. I'm going to make this upright to change the energy, turn it around. because I feel like you have started honoring that inner child version of you. And I think people see that inner child version of you come out in your daily life now, where you're not afraid to do certain things your inner child always wanted to do. And there's this kind of thing of like, I'm not afraid to be cringe or to look stupid. I'm not saying you do, but like, this is what I'm hearing from spirit. I'm kind of just doing the things I want to do, expressing myself the way I want to express myself, being like a free spirit in the world, and not really giving a F what people think. Or what people's opinions are, because like we live on a big rock. Like, who's gonna remember that? Who's gonna remember that time, you were taking pictures of yourself, or you were laughing loudly, or you were just having fun doing the things you wanted to, or dancing. Like, I don't know, that's the vibe I get here. We have the death card in reverse. So with the death card in reverse, I feel like this is other people's energy. And I feel like you are the death card upright, because I feel like you've been through a lot of inner transformations, and it's kind of like you're not afraid of change. You're not afraid of going within and transforming yourself in some way. You know that the process of an ending is only a new beginning. It may feel a little bit like scary. Of course, change is normal to be scared of, it's a normal human thing. But it's like endings are just new beginnings, because I'm looking at the spider web here. And the spider represents creating a reality. And here we see this woman kind of pulling off her dress. It kind of reminds me of like a snake shedding its skin. When a snake sheds its skin, it is a painful process for the snake, just like how when the butterfly transforms, it's not an easy process. It's kind of difficult to go through, but then when they get there, when the butterfly gets its new wings, it's the most amazing thing. Or when the snake gets its new skin, it's the most amazing thing, because they feel renewed in some way. So it's like, that change is only an ending bringing a new beginning. And death is only something bringing a rebirth, bringing new life. So the death of an old version of self is not the end of you. It's like bringing a new version of yourself to be created, like with the spider webs, because spiders create their webs, create their home. So it's all about creating your reality, and I think people see you doing that. People see you creating new versions of yourself. It's like this new era of you emerging, where you're putting in more boundaries, where you're standing up for yourself more, where you're allowing yourself to be you in the world, where you're knowing your power, where you're freeing yourself of certain things and certain illusions that are just in the mind. And I think you are also really taking back your power by connecting to your spiritual gifts and being able to share that with the world. I'm seeing the number 44 clairvoyantly. And I feel like as you do that, you're very protected by the universe as you start to help the world with your gifts, with your spiritual gifts. Even for some of you, even if you don't consider yourself to have spiritual gifts, you could do it in ways that pertain to you and your passions and following your heart. You could still be helping the world in that way. So the next card we have is the Four of Swords. We have the Star. Yeah, you are the star that shines brightly, my pal ones. And you're going to continue to shine brightly and not allow anyone to dim your light. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the Five of Swords. At the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So my pile number ones with the star card, it's like you are that light that shines brightly. You are that star that shines brightly. I think everyone sees your star qualities. And with the Ace of Wands, I'm getting this feeling that people see you as very sexy, very hot in some way. Even with the fire energies here, it's like you have this fiery, hot appearance where people kind of want to look like you and people want to feel as confident as you, like showing up in the world. It's like you hold your head high, and even if people try to dim your light with the Five of Swords, you don't allow them to. And I'm looking at this person dangling those grapes, and it kind of looks like they are trying to get the person to want those grapes. And I kind of feel that vibe, like when people look at you in terms of your physicalness and the energy you exude with how you carry yourself in the world. I'm hearing that song Mystery Woman. Maybe some of you are very mysterious, but I think I remember that song. Let me just look at the lyrics. It's a song by Don Tolliver. Oh, it's Mystery Lady, not Mystery Woman. He basically talks about making a song about a woman he hasn't met yet, like the woman of his dreams. That's kind of what I take from that song. So maybe you are like everyone's dream person in terms of the qualities and traits you exude in your physicality, your energy, and your personality, where maybe you are everyone's dream person in terms of friendship, but also romantic connections. Maybe you are someone that is admired a lot by people, and it's kind of like people see you as the grapes they're dangling, and it's like they want to take that and be like you. I'm seeing a funny vision from Spirit that's like, if people could body swap with you, they would. With the Ace of Wands, I feel like it's not only this hot sexiness you exude, but also this type of vibe of like you having a lot of inspiration. Maybe some of you are really creative, or some of you are able to think outside of the box, because I'm looking at the rainbows here going into her mind, and it gives me the impression of like amazing ideas that seem like they come from outer space, that seem like they come from higher realms, because it's like, how do you get that idea? How did you just know to do that? Some of you are very innovative. Some of you just are very inspiring in the way you create or the way you do certain things. In terms of your passions, your hobbies, your goals, you kind of make it look effortless, and you also do it while sharing passion with that hobby, goal, work, whatever it is you do. It's like people see you doing it, people see you enjoying it, and there is this sense of magic flowing out from your hands or from your voice or from whatever you do. It's like there's magic flowing out of you while you do it. And with the Three of Cups, I feel like people see you maybe having a close circle of people now that really care for you, even if it's not friendships, but I'm seeing more so like a close circle and this vibe of celebrations too. Maybe you are someone that effortlessly gets opportunities with the Ace of Coins, and it seems like you are really relaxed now. You have this peace, you have this, yeah, this inner peace, this inner serenity. It's like nothing from the outside kind of bothers you. You don't allow it to take away your peace. And you just seem very relaxed and happy and content with your life. You seem like you are inspiring a lot of people consistently, because it's like your life is starting to become much brighter, much better. And it seems like ever since you started healing yourself, it's like you've gained a lot of wisdom too, and a lot of light. It's like you've had this internal but also external glow up. So this is what I see in your reading, my pile number ones. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number twos. If you chose a citrine crystal, and card number seven with Poe, time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. This reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at why do they wish they were you? So why do people wish they were you? So I have already pre-shuffled all your cards for today. Let's go ahead and see what shows up for you and why people wish they were you. So the first card we have here is card number 32 with Shine. And then we're gonna, oh, this was the African Goddess Rising. We're gonna be using the Messages from Mermaids Oracle. And we have Communication. Then we're gonna be using the Vanessa Tarot. We have the Four of Wands, as well as the Three of Swords in reverse. At the back of this deck, we have Worthiness, card number 14. So it's pretty interesting that Worthiness is at the back of this deck because, you know, the Citrine crystal reminds me of the solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra does deal with our self-worth. So also this crystal is really, really shiny and beautiful. And the yellow color reminds me of happiness, joy, that type of energy, but also the energy of self-worth. And you shining in the world, my pile number twos. So there is this vibe you exude to people where the way you carry yourself, the way you speak about yourself, the way you are in the world, the way you move, and even in the way people treat you, people can see you know your worth. Because it's like, if something isn't exactly going in the way you want, you're not afraid to turn around and pour back into yourself. And it's kind of like with this card here, and the Three of Swords in reverse, maybe you have had heartbreak in the past around people maybe trying to dim your shine or make you shine less. But it's like now you know your worth, so you're not going to allow that anymore. It's like people see how others naturally respect you because you respect yourself. Even with the communication card, you know, you may now set boundaries, whereas maybe you never in the past for some of you, or maybe some of you have always been this person that knows your worth because you know you're deserving of respect, you know you're deserving of love, you know you're deserving of happiness, joy, you know you're deserving of the things you want, you know you're deserving of success, living a comfortable life. So there is this energy of self-worth that reminds people of you, and it makes people want to be more like you. It makes people wish, like, okay, you know, this person isn't treating me right. I wish I could just leave them like Pal 2 does. I wish I could just ignore, you know, what people are saying when they try to make me feel bad about myself like Pal 2 does. I wish I could just have people respect me like Pal 2 does. I wish I could set boundaries like Pal 2 does. It's that type of energy. Although I feel like most of you here haven't always been this way, it has taken growth. Because with the Time for Change card, it gives me the impression that maybe some of you had to go through or went through a period in your life, and I'm feeling the solar plexus chakra now, like a pain there and it healing with you. So it's kind of like maybe you had to go through circumstances where maybe you weren't speaking up for yourself or weren't standing up for yourself, or people were maybe walking all over you, or people weren't respecting you the way you wanted or reciprocating things towards you. And it's kind of like you had to say, no, it's time for this to stop. It's time for me to change how I come across in the world, and change that so that I remove myself from situations where I'm not getting the respect I deserve, because enough is enough, like that type of energy. Maybe some of you went through that, or some of you had to cut out certain people from your life, or change the way you saw things, change the way you behaved in the world, like where, of course, we can't control other people's actions, but I'm going to remove myself from those situations by setting a boundary, by speaking up for myself, or by leaving, by walking away. At the back of this deck, we have the Four of Cups. So maybe people get the impression from you that you're someone that a lot of people want to interact with, even with the communication card that's there. It's like maybe a lot of people just like you, just like you're a very likable person, is what I'm picking up here from the cards. Like maybe a lot of people want to be around you, or go on coffee dates with you, or be your friend, or just talk to you in general. It seems like people kind of flock around you. Um, I'm seeing a vision of that one movie. I'm just trying to remember the name now. The House Bunny. That was a really funny movie when I was a teenager. I liked to watch that. Or, well, anyways, there is this one scene where the lady playing the main character, the one with the blonde hair, kind of is like, she is a Playboy bunny starting off the movie, and then she kind of gets kicked out of the Playboy mansion, and long story short, she finds a sorority house where she wants to be their house mother, because the place is kind of falling apart. It's like they're getting evicted and things like that. So in the movie, she asked to be their house mother, and they're kind of like looking up and down at her and like, no, you can't be a house mother. Because in that movie, she was dressed up very sexy. She had like this confidence when she walked, and she was very beautiful. So I guess maybe they kind of judged her at first, but then they kind of allowed her in. And then she was kind of like doing yoga outside in like these short shorts and um exercise bra. And then she's doing yoga there, and like all the people are flocking there to see her do yoga because she's just so sexy to them. So if I'm seeing that vision, it means something for you, my pal twos. Because a lot of us, when we look at ourselves, we won't see ourselves like that. Like people are just going to flock over towards us. But maybe this is just how others perceive you. Remember, this is a reading on why people wish to be like you. Maybe when you are out in public, you turn heads. People like to look at you. People like to stare at you. Even on social media, because we say here, like, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. So maybe you have a really photogenic look on Instagram or social media or Facebook or TikTok or whatever, if you do use social media. Or maybe it's like the way you show up in the world, the way you express yourself in the world. You really shine. You give me showstopper energy. Where it's like wherever you go, wherever you walk in public, it's like people turn their heads to look at you. Maybe even people find you to be very attractive, very hot, very sexy. And it's like maybe they get the impression that you don't even try, or that a lot of people are attracted to you in some way. And you're not even trying, you're just doing normal things, you're just being you. Yet people are kind of looking at you, people are kind of talking about you, people are wanting to be you. People assume that you just get a lot of attention from others, and that you just shine out in the world, that you just stand out and everyone notices you, everyone wants to be around you. At the back of the deck, we have trust. So there is a sense of trust in the universe when we start to believe we're worthy of the things we want. Sometimes the universe tests us. I know some people may disagree with the statement, but this is just the way I view it. It's my opinion, not a fact. But I've noticed, like with me, sometimes like when I'm trying to manifest something into my reality, the universe will test me with an old thing I don't want to see if I really believe I'm worthy of the things I want, to let that thing that is not an energy match go so that I can really receive that thing I want. So, for example, when I was single and when I was manifesting love, I was manifesting love for like 2 years. I really wanted someone, and I didn't want just anyone. I wanted my life partner. I wanted that kind of like soulmate relationship. I wanted, even if it was not a soulmate relationship, I wanted someone that was going to commit to me, be loyal. I had like a whole list of things I wanted in a person. So while I was trying to do that and manifest that, the universe would bring me people that weren't matching up to what I wanted, what were my deal breakers. I'd get people that were like, oh, I don't want anything serious, blah, 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 blah. And the universe was kind of testing me to see if I'd just go with it or to see if I'd know my worth. And long story short, it took me kind of like some time to learn those lessons, but I think the person I met later on also had to go through their own journey before I could actually, meet them. So I feel like with you, there is a sense of trust in the universe. When you let go of certain things that you don't want, that aren't an energy match to you, whether it has to do with career, clients, ideas, things like that, or whether it has to do with love and people or friendships or this type of energy of just opportunities, even. Do you get what I mean? It's like you kind of are just trusting that whatever is meant to be will be, and whatever is not will kind of just fall away. And there's a sense of like, I'm not holding on too tightly to the things that aren't even mine to begin with, things that aren't even meant to be mine to begin with. And I think people see that attitude you have towards life and they want to be like that, like you. So we're going to use the Muse Tarot. So the first card we have is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, that gives me the energy of relationships with people. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, yes. It's like not forcing things with people that aren't even fated to be yours in the first place. I feel like when people aren't exactly treating you the way you deserve, you don't try to force it with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You kind of allow things to play out the way it's supposed to. And when you see this person is not an energy match to you, or it doesn't feel fated in some way, you allow things to be. It's like, I'm not going to try and make things work with a person that doesn't see my worth, that doesn't appreciate me for being me, or that doesn't click with me exactly. Even if the person's not treating you badly, it's like, if they're not reciprocating things, or if they're not just clicking with you in the way that maybe you'd want, you just allow things to be. You don't force it. So that's something I see. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and yeah, that gives me the vibe of like you being a very generous person, but then maybe people not reciprocating that to you, and it's like, I'm just gonna stop. I'm not gonna try more, because it's like, when you try to give to a person that already doesn't reciprocate or doesn't appreciate the things we're giving, just giving more and more and more won't make them appreciate us more. So people see you being a very generous person, and it's like you treat people the way you want to be treated. But when it comes to people not reciprocating it, and you can see they're not reciprocating it or not giving back to you, it's like you stop. And I think people see some kind of self-respect from you. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. And lastly, we have the Page of Pentacles. At the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. I guess this may be my pile of people that haven't always had everything they've wanted right off the bat. With the Five of Pentacles, it's like maybe you had to really work for the things you've wanted in life. Or maybe you've had to kind of let go of certain relationships with people that were not fulfilling you, that were making you very disappointed or sad. And it's like these situations in your life where you didn't have exactly what you wanted made you very anxious with the Nine of Swords. And I feel like maybe some of you had to really let that disappointment or that sadness take you on a new journey to taking action towards the things you dream of, towards the things you do want. So I'm going to put the Wheel of Fortune upright because I feel like this is the part where you now are getting the things you want, where the Wheel of Fortune, where luck is playing out in your favor. But I guess people perceive it as luck. I don't see it as luck. I see it as, okay, there is luck around you, yes. I see it more so as it's like you're now taking action towards your dreams, towards the things you actually do want. And you're not afraid to walk away from things, people, places, situations, opportunities that aren't meeting what you want your future self to have. It's like you're not settling for less than you deserve. And I think people see that attitude you have towards life and they want to be more like you in that sense. Because it's like you take that sadness, that pain, and you take it towards, you take that emotion and you put it towards this energy where it actually inspires you to take action to create change in your reality. I feel like you really had to take that and create your own change with the time for change here in the middle of your reading. And it's like, although you didn't always have the things you needed or wanted with the Five of Pentacles, maybe it has to do with finances or relationships with people or job opportunities or kind of like just career things, even anything it is, it's like you still tried, you still picked yourself back up and tried again. And it's like you didn't let that heartbreak stop you and just keep you stuck in one place. So you really took that and let that motivate you towards taking steps towards your dreams and staying patient and consistent and trusting in the universe, trusting that that new beginning is on its way where you are going to attain the blessings that you've always wanted from the universe, your dreams, your goals, your desires. And with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel this energy of slow and steady wins the race. This energy of like you building your reality the way you wanted it to look. And I think people see, like I said, you being very hot, very sexy. And with the Page of Pentacles, I'm looking at this rose and she's kind of morphing herself into the other rose. I feel like people often compare themselves to you in terms of physical appearances, but also in terms of your personality and the way you show up in the world. You seem very confident and you shine brightly. But there is also the sense of humbleness when it comes to you. It's like you shine brightly, you have confidence in yourself, and you walk in the world like you know your worth, like you respect yourself, and people kind of flock towards you. People really enjoy being around you and really like you. And people have seen your journey and how you've taken that energy and changed it around and made it something completely different, like a 360 turn. And now you are starting to get the things you've wished for with action, with patience, with time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and the sense of trusting even when you were anxious. Even when you're anxious, like, what if things don't go right? what if this happens, or what if this happens? And I guess maybe people didn't see the feelings behind it or what was there before. But now people see the sense of a glow up within your life, where this level up within your life, where things are now changing, where you are changing, where you're becoming the version of yourself that you were always meant to become. The version of yourself that shines brightly, that knows your worth, that has a lot of the things you've always dreamed of or wanted. And it's like you humbly and graciously accept that from the universe. And there is this gratefulness coming from you, from your energy. I feel like you are also seen as a person that's not afraid to communicate or to express yourself in the world. I think people see you as a person that has a very easy time communicating with others or creating relationships with others. And I feel like now the heartbreak is over, the anxieties, the stresses are over. It's like you're coming out of that survival mode or coming out of that anxiety mode and moving into this new beginning energy where you're starting to heal, you're starting to grow, you're starting to glow up internally and externally, you're starting to level up your life. Things are just changing for you in the most brilliant but beautiful way. And I guess that is why people compare themselves to you and wish they could be more like you, because it seems like before you never had those things you wanted, but now you're starting to attain them. And it's like, although you started off really not on the foot you wanted to, it's like now people see you taking steps towards that slow and steady. Like I'm seeing that story of like the tortoise and the hare or something like that, where like the tortoise actually won in the end. So I know like everyone is on their own life journey and their own life path, and we're all on different paths. Like in terms of timing of life, when we receive the things we want, we're all on different paths. Some of us receive the things we want in our early ages, yet some of us receive the careers we want, but like receive love later on. Yet some of us receive love early on, yet receive wealth later on. It just depends on our life journey and our lessons and the things we do and how we take action. So each person's life is different and meant to be different because we all have our unique journeys. But it's like people kind of see you as a person that is winning that race, even though I don't see it as a race. This is how people see it. It's like you're winning that race, even though you started later than others, or even though you never had the advantages others had, like in the beginning, where you are now where they're now putting you on a pedestal and seeing you as like further than them. So I guess people are kind of like comparing their life's journey to you and how things have changed in your life and how you have overall changed, and how now there is a lot of celebrations in your life with the Four of Wands. Now it's like the spotlight is on you and you're beginning to really celebrate and enjoy your life in a way you never could before. So this is what I see in your reading, my pile number twos. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose this rose quartz crystal and card number 43 with pink lotus fairy, a time for spirit, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at why do they wish they were you? So why do people wish they could be more like you? I've already prepared all your oracle and tarot decks for you. So let's go ahead and check up on why people wish they were more like you. So the first card we're going to use is from the African Goddess Rising oracle deck. So the card we have here is card number 39 with level up. And then we're going to use a card from the Messages from Mermaids Oracle. And we have the card Be Spontaneous. And then we're going to use 2 cards from the Vanessa Tarot. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. We have the Two of Wands. At the back of this deck, we have Moss with card number 18. So I feel with this card, maybe you are a person that is very multi-dimensional, because I'm looking at the different moss and, you know, this type of energy of like maybe you having different sides to you, different hobbies, different skills. You're just a very multi-dimensional person. But there is also the sense of you being your authentic self in the world and not being afraid to show all parts of yourself to the world. And it's kind of like you don't try to put yourself in a box or fit into the society's mold or standards of what a human should be like or act like or think like. It's kind of like you think outside of the box. You are your authentic self in the world. And even if you have certain contradictory even if you have certain contradictory traits, it's like you don't try to put yourself in a box. You are very multidimensional. You may have many different talents or many different hobbies or many different skills or many different sides to you, or you may be that type of person that loves to change up your look all the time or your style or just the way you show up in the world. It's like you're always changing, always growing. I guess as I look at this card at the back of the deck, I don't know why, like her hair is kind of reminding me of Beyonce, because it's kind of reminding me of that one show or music video or something where she had her hair like that. I don't know why. I think it's like a show she did or a music video where her hair was like in that style. So maybe some of you have Queen Bee vibes, because I mean, she is the Queen Beyonce. So maybe some of you have that type of energy where you stand out, where you are that one person everyone remembers, or that one person that just stands out and takes up space, and showstopper energy is what I feel here. At the back of this deck, we have the Nine of Wands. So I'm looking at the Eight of Swords in reverse and the Two of Wands, as well as the Be Spontaneous card. And I feel with your energy, the Nine of Wands usually talks about challenges. However, this lady is taking on the challenges with a smile on her face, with this excitement, and she's wearing like these warrior-esque clothes, and it's kind of like she sees a challenge as something where she can experiment and kind of try out different things to get out different results. Kind of like she's a scientist of her own reality, because I'm looking at this card here and she's mixing up science-y kind of things. So it's like, I guess people see your attitude towards certain challenges in your life and certain things that people thought would keep you stuck or keep you feeling low about your life, but you look at it with this very spontaneous yet positive attitude where you're like, okay, a challenge is coming up. We can solve it. Even if you don't first look at it like that, or even if you don't see yourself being like that, maybe people see you as a very optimistic person. Even if you feel like a little bit disappointed or angry at first, or like, "Ugh, I don't want to do this." Like, at first, it's like after a while, you let yourself feel that feeling. And then you're like, okay, let's get to work. How can we solve this problem? How can we maneuver through this? Is this even a solvable problem? Can we move around it? Like, what can we do to not keep in this stuck place and just sit in this energy of like, oh, I don't like this? What can we do? What action can we take to change the circumstance? And if we can't, we will get back up and try again, even if we fail. So it's kind of like maybe people see you as someone that isn't fearing failure, that sees every action as like, okay, I'm experimenting and let's see if this works. If this doesn't work, we'll try this. And with the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's like, although people may have perceived you to be kind of like walking on a tightrope and being stuck in a place where it's like, how are they going to get themselves out of that place? Somehow you turn the energy around by trying and trying and trying and picking up yourself again and again and again until you found a way through it, until you found an idea or a method or a routine that would get you out of that stuck mode and get you to this place where you are actually even leveling up. So I guess this is what people see with you, and they wish they could have that trait or quality to look at the world with such positivity and to look at challenges as something where we can figure out to solve something like a mystery, like where we can really have fun with it and play around with it. At the back of this deck, we have Innocence, and I feel like this pile is a bunch of cutie pies. Like, people see your face or the way you are in the world, there's something very innocent and cute about you, something very sweet about you too. By the way, I forgot to mention, I smelled like fruit smells when I started your reading, and I forgot about it. I forgot to mention it because I was kind of focusing on saying hi to you guys. And then I forgot to mention it. But now it's coming back to me with this Innocence card. And I feel like there's something very sweet about you. Maybe you even smell very sweet. Um, but then with fruits, maybe there's also something delicious and juicy about you. And maybe there's also something very sweet and innocent and cute about you at the same time. And I'm looking at this mermaid, and she's very petite and she looks very beautiful and gorgeous with her long hair. Kind of reminds me of Tangled. And this mermaid over here is very voluptuous and curvy. So maybe some of you are very petite and people like your body, whereas maybe some of you are more on the middle side or more curvy. And I guess people like, there's something about your body, regardless of the way it looks, like where people wish to have your body, even if you were to just be at a medium size, like the pink lotus fairy there. There's just something about your body that people like, something about your hair too, because even this pink lotus fairy's hair is gorgeous, and the Be Spontaneous card. And here she's wearing like a lot of nice jewelry and a beautiful traditional dress. I think it's that, I'm not sure. But there's something about your body or the way you look in the world or your fashion style, because I'm even looking at the pink lotus fairy's clothes and she seems like quite a fashionista fairy over there. Like she is over here setting trends for the fairy realm. Maybe some of you have fairy-like energy or this very dainty energy, this very cuteness to you, sweetness to you. But then maybe also some of you also have like sexiness, seductiveness to you. And the way this mermaid on the Be Spontaneous card is lying on the shell kind of reminds me of Aphrodite and like how she was standing on the shell and looking so gorgeous. So there's something also here about like your beauty or your handsomeness or the way you look, the way you are so attractive in the world. And Aphrodite was the goddess of beauty, love, pleasure. So maybe you are someone that has ticks in all aspects of that in your life. Like maybe you are someone that really has a gorgeous or attractive or handsome look to you, and people wish they could be looking like you, or people wish they could have your hair or your body or your fashion style or just your confidence in yourself even. Or people wish they could have admirers or eyes on them like you have on you, because it seems like everywhere you go there are eyes on you. Or maybe people wish to be very seductive like you, but also innocent, cute, and sweet at the same time, where you can be both and switch between the two, because I'm looking at the Two of Wands and that experimentation here where she is sewing something but at the same time also doing a science project. So it reminds me of that meme that like, get you a girl that can do both. I don't know if anyone here has seen that meme. And I feel like you can be both at the same time. And maybe that's what I was talking about with like that multidimensionality, where you can be many things at once. Kind of like Barbie, where she's like a doctor, a businesswoman, where she's like an astronaut and different many things. Maybe you're also that type of person that can Maybe you're also that type of person that can do many things and succeed at many things, or try out many things and be talented at many things. And it's like people look at you and they're like, how do you do that? But maybe you don't perceive it like that. Maybe you don't see yourself as like, I can do many different things. But maybe you're just a quick learner, or you're able to really practice something until it looks like you have talent to the outside world. Or maybe you're just talented and you don't know it. But with the Be Spontaneous card, I feel this very spontaneous, free spirited energy from you. And maybe some of you are also quite connected to the spiritual realms, that you're able to get information and meditate and kind of get answers within. It's like you don't have to go looking outside of yourself for answers. You have already rebirthed and transformed yourself within, and therefore your outer reality starts to rebirth and transform, where you level up your reality constantly, because you are always leveling up, you are always growing, you're always rebirthing yourself. Because I'm looking at the lotus flower here, and that's what the lotus flower represents. And maybe you're someone that also attracts a lot of admirers, or people that, are interested in you in love, or maybe you have an amazing love relationship if you are in one. And I guess people could be like, I wish I was in that position. I wish I could have that pile three has. So let's take a look at your cards from the Muse Tarot. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Ten of Wands. Lots of fiery energies here. We have the Empress. Yeah, Venusian energy. And Aphrodite is that Venusian energy. Maybe some of you are connected to her in some way, like maybe she's a guide to you, or maybe some of you work with her, or maybe some of you just exude a lot of Venusian energy. Maybe you're a Venusian soul, and a lot of people are just attracted to you, or find you to be quite aesthetically pleasing to the eye in the way that you look, or quite attractive in general. Maybe something about your style too is looks really good on you, or you just really pull off clothes where maybe other people try to do it, but I feel like it's your energy that makes you stand out, that makes you kind of pop. Because I don't know if you have ever tried to like wear a certain item and then a friend wears it and it looks so much better on them, and you're like, you can keep that because it actually looks better on you, and I've tried to wear it before, but it doesn't look that great on me. And then like maybe a friend gives you something to wear and it looks better on you than them. And it's not like comparing each other or anything, but it's like just noticing maybe how certain clothes fit as well on the body, and how it accentuates certain features, like certain colors maybe accentuate your skin tone, or your hair color, your eye color, and it will be different for everyone because we all have different skin tones, different eye colors, different hair color, different body styles and shapes. And maybe there's something about your clothes that perfectly fit you, or it looks authentic to you in some way, where you wear what you want to wear, you express yourself the way you want to, and it's like it looks good on you. It accentuates what is already beautiful and what is already there or attractive. And with the Empress here, there's something about you wearing clothes, and I'm hearing mystique. I don't know what that means. It sounds like a mix between mysticalness and magicalness and mystery. I'm not sure. Let me Google the word. Mystique, a quality of mystery, glamour, or power associated with someone or something. So you have a mystery to you, a glamour to you, and you walk in the world and people see you as very powerful, mysterious, and attractive. But maybe also mystical with the spirituality here. But there's also something about you that looks luxurious when you wear things. It's like, even if you don't wear something and it's like you're not wearing it and it's not, well, what I'm trying to say is you're wearing it and it's not expensive, but you make it look expensive on you. But there's also something about you having a beautiful heart in the world. You kind of having this go with the flow vibe to you. Very peaceful, very calm energy you have. And I guess people wish they could be more like you. They wish they could just kind of flow with life. It kind of reminds me of like this airy fairy vibe as we see in the middle of your reading, where it's kind of like we're just floating around and we're going with the flow, letting maybe even mermaidy energy, where we're letting the waves take us where it needs to take us. Not really forcing things, just allowing things to flow. There is also this receptive energy to you where people perceive you to be someone a lot of people want to give to and bend over backwards to give to you. But with the Ten of Wands here, I feel like maybe some of you had to go on your journey and, take steps and plan and kind of like take steps towards where you wanted to be, towards your abundance, towards your goals, towards where you wanted to level up in your life. And I feel with the Eight of Swords in reverse, you may have been at a place in your life where you were once stuck, where things felt like each step you took was like hard. I'm seeing visually and clairvoyantly like, maybe like bricks attached to your legs. It feels like that, like I'm trying to take a step, but it's so hard, like, and it feels like nothing is working, but maybe people don't see that. People see the result of it, where you put in so much effort, so much energy towards where you wanted to be, to take steps towards that. And I'm looking at these like dominoes here she's walking on, and it kind of looks like she needs to jump over here to get to the next one. And like if she jumps over and all of them fall over, she falls down on the rocks and hits her head or something. And I'm sure she's very fearful of that. And it's like people just see the step you need to take, but they don't see the fear behind it. Or, of course, it's not that extreme, but like they don't see maybe how much effort you have to put into making your dreams come true, or making your dreams a reality, or bringing that level up, or that financial freedom, or that abundance to you. And abundance doesn't just have to relate to financial abundance, but an abundance of reaching your goals or reaching the place you want to be in your life. So I feel like it took work, it took effort, it took the sense of responsibility and pouring into the things you wanted. And with these cows here, cows represent abundance. So it's quite interesting that it's showing up like here, as well as the Empress represents abundance. And I feel like you've been growing, my pal. Threes, you've really been growing. You've been expanding in a way. You've not been allowing those physical challenges or hurdles get in the way of you growing and leveling up and moving towards the place you want to be at. Um, I'm hearing she's a runner, she's a track star. I don't know why. We have the Muse of Materials. So maybe it's like those challenges are coming, but I see you almost like a horse jumping over the hurdles, running fast and being like, can't catch me now. Like, I don't know. I don't know, I see it like that, like almost like you are going on your journey and you're not allowing things to hold you back or things to hold you down or keep you stuck. And I guess as people see your journey and as you walk on your path, you're showing up as the muse of materials here. So people are really inspired by your physical reality and how your physical reality has grown up and how you physically have grown up and how your life has overall just grown and leveled up and expanded. I'm seeing Jupiter energy with you, so maybe people assume you to be very lucky or assume you to be on a path that seems very easy or seems like it is leveling up despite challenges or despite that feeling of stuckness. And it's kind of like you reaching this new milestone where you're getting the things you've always wanted. So I'm also feeling the sense of self-love and a deeper connection to you and your body and a deeper connection to yourself overall. We have the Queen of Wands. I'm hearing one of you here is a dancer and people wish they could have your skill, or maybe some of you have certain skills or certain talents that people wish they could have. Maybe some of you are creative, or maybe some of you just have specific qualities, skills, talents that people wish they could have. And I'm looking at this Queen of Wands person over here, and there is a line moving up from her third eye down to her fingers, and she is moving those pyramids with her mind to her hands. And I see it as like, okay, you are using your mind over matter. You are moving mountains, you're moving pyramids, you're moving things around in your reality with your belief in self, with your belief in that feeling of like everything will work out. Even if worries in the back of my mind are telling me like, no, no, you'll fail. Like, no, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to listen to my positive thoughts. I'm going to listen to the side of my brain that is telling me we can do this, or at least myself telling myself we can do this, we can get through this. So people see you exuding this positivity, this confidence in the world, and the sense of optimism even when things don't exactly go your way, and how the belief in yourself can literally move things in your reality and change and shapeshift things in your reality the way you want it to. But there's also this internal strength within you, but also this confidence in the way you show up in the world. People wish they could be confident like you. Even if you don't see yourself as confident, maybe it's the way you move or the way you talk or the way you just are or carry yourself, and it's like people assume that you're very confident, and I guess they wish they could be like that, like you. We have the Two of Wands. So like I said, you have lots of eyes on you. People want to be around you. People want to be you. People want to be around you. Um, we have the Sun card. So maybe people also see you being very happy in your life. Maybe they see you smiling, laughing, starting to enjoy your life, starting to really find that happiness within and find joy within, and start to really enjoy your life and notice the beautiful things about your life. And I feel like some of you maybe even romanticize your life, and people see that and maybe they wish they could be happy like you, or they see a lot of things in your life that they think would make them happy. um and I guess maybe they assume you have a lot of happiness because of that, or they assume that, maybe they see you smiling a lot or happy a lot and they think you're happy all the time. At the back of the deck, we have the High Priestess. So some of you are also really, really connected to your intuition and spirit. And I think people wish they could have that ability too. So this is what I see in your reading, my pile threes. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!